What's up, everybody? Welcome to Love in Black and White, where each week we try and put the love back in your right. It's Love in Black and White. I'm one of your hosts, Big Irish Jay Hollingsworth, and as always, the co-host, Manuelus Rojas Martin.
Hola to the people in TV land, internet land, whatever you're doing. Thank you so much for tuning in this week and letting us put the love back in you virtually or however you want it put in you. I don't know.
Let's get right into it, Manuelus.
Let's jump into it. Where did we leave off last week, Jay?
A real high one, a real high note. Could you date someone terminally ill? Go, Kate, go.
All right. Yeah, I was thinking about this all week, and it's such a tough thing. I've lost so many people in my life that it's like I don't know if I could necessarily. I mean, not a family like family members. Yeah. I mean, like aunts and uncles.
I didn't think it was like you lost like keys.
But I mean, I've lost aunts and uncles.
I literally just put lotion in my hand. I'm not even thinking. I was like, oh, wait, he's talking. I'll just put some lotion on. So that's what I'm going to do. Fuck it. Keep going. Hey, I'm listening, though.
First off, shout out to moisturizing and not being crusty and ashy. There you go. Come
on, you know what it is.
Oh, yeah. There we go. The good stuff. The cocoa butter.
We should be sponsored.
Yeah, we should definitely be sponsored by cocoa butter.
We should get like a black sponsor and a white sponsor. So like Palmer's and then like mayonnaise. What's funny is I use the Palmer's, you use the mayonnaise.
I actually love mayo on sandwiches.
And I hate it.
I hate Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip's the one I can't fuck with. It's just so bad.
And see, I love Miracle Whip. I'm in my T-zones. It's all about my T-zones, Manuelus.
You got to make sure that you're moisturized there. You don't want to be crusty. But yeah,
right, so you're talking about family members that have died.
Yeah. So I mean, it's to think about that's a big, like, especially if you knew going in, if we're already together and then something happens, I'm gonna ride it out with you no matter what, the cause. And even if you're like kind of an asshole, like, you know what I mean? I'm still gonna stick with you through the end because I'm gonna feel bad, but
you might say in good times, in bad times, knowing you will always count
on me for sure.
That's what friends are for.
Yeah, but for me, it's just that would be a lot to ask because I've had friends who've dated or been married to people who were terminally ill, and that it's a big task to take on because depending on what the ailment, you may be stuck being a caretaker for the next 10 to 20 years, which I'm not saying it doesn't feel right to say that you could be selfish, but I mean at the same time you've got to have that self-care thing.
It's an interesting scenario when you said the both of them. Like it's one thing. Let's say we're both gay, and we meet, Manny, and we fall in love, and I propose to you, and you're like, or as we're dating or whatever, I find out you're terminally ill, and you like. I won't say his name because I don't know. I mean, he talks about it, but I have a buddy that's a comic friend, and I knew a little bit about a scenario or a situation, and then we were talking in the green room a little bit ago. But his high school sweetheart, she had I forget the type of cancer, but it was something bad, and basically her dream of her life was to get married. So. Like they got married in the hospital, and like he still takes care of her, and and he was saying like I was telling him some of the stuff my mom did when she was passing, and he was like, oh yeah, I've had that with his wife, and it's just wild. And he's like, it's crazy now that I think how this is young, but I think he's like 30-ish.
Yeah,
and I'm like, God, it's so young.
It is. I mean, because in all honesty, you don't expect to deal with that kind of stuff at our age. You hope that everybody gets to live a long, life, and to be 30 and, think about it like this. Like we said, we're a couple, right? And you're terminally ill, and
wait, why I gotta be?
Okay. I'll okay. Let's no.
I'm closer to death anyway.
Yeah. Well, let's say this. Let's say I'm terminally ill. Okay. I can't really do much.
Sickle cell.
Yeah, sickle cell. You know what I mean? And CRISPR.
Can you PC Manny that for me? Yeah. Sorry, I just threw it out there.
We just want to say here. Yeah. we just want to say here on Love in Black and White that those are predominantly Black diseases. And, unfortunately, but here's the thing. Fortunately, we are finding cures for these things. But Jay, being the comics that we are, we just throw that stuff out there. White people have diseases.
I'm probably more apt to have diabetes than
but we just want to we just want to say that there are also white diseases like black lung, you know what I mean?
Racism.
Exactly. But let's say I'm sick and
yes, my love.
Yes, and I can barely function, Jay. And all of a sudden I'm like, Jay, my arms, I'm just so weak. Can you wipe my ass?
I knew this was coming.
Yeah,
I guess that's better than going, could you jack me off? I love you, Manny. Oh, God, why, Manny? Control it.
Oh, man. But I mean,
so, kind of along those lines, I think you've heard the joke I do about my grandfather who had Alzheimer's. And again, you just said about the sickle cell and the diabetes line. Like, as comics, we make fun of everything. That's how we deal with shit. And to the outside, if it's not in a comedy club setting, I know how people can be like, Jesus Christ, like the whole thing when my mom was dying, leading up to her dying, I said almost every day, I said, look, I'm crying right now. I got the tears and it's emotional and all this. But I kept saying, I'm warning you now, there's going to be a day that I'm going to have to turn this into funny.
Yeah.
And you guys got to be ready. And everybody was like, I don't feel like I should be laughing at it, but I am. So that was cool. But
I mean, to your point exactly, when my dad was dying, I called you guys. And, the day he died and Kane, I was like, how's Kane doing? And he was like, better than your dad. You know what I mean? And that's to us, we're comics, man. And that to me was like, it made me laugh on a dark day. And I needed that,
Yeah.
And so it's, I mean,
and like the wiping your ass thing. So my grandfather had Alzheimer's, and as he got up there, my dad, I remember this vividly. My grandfather getting out of the shower, butt naked, and he's got like he doesn't have his teeth in, and he's just fucking like loopy. So he's like laughing, but he's butt naked and he's walking, and my dad's like holding his underwear, like, come on, Haas. He called my grandfather Haas. He'd be like, come on, Haas, let's put your underwear on. My grandfather's just like, he looks like a fucking jack-o'-lantern, and his body, it just looks like a melted candle, like everything is fucking falling. And and my dad, would wipe his ass before we got like what's it called? When you have the people that it's not hardship, but
wait, the live-in care people?
Okay. I can't think of the
but so not when you're in hospice, but
hospice care. Okay. So hospice people. My dad always said, like, if he hit the lottery, he would donate a lot to hospice or people that do that, because after a while they got somebody to help take care of my grandfather. And but I mean, it really is like a circle of life thing, like my grandfather, my grandmother would wipe my dad's ass when he was a baby, and now he's doing it as adults,
100%.
So, but yeah, so I'd probably break up with you.
Hey, fair enough.
No. Yeah, that's fuck, dude. I mean, like, all jokes aside, you're in love with. Okay, so this is the scenario. We're doing a scenario where it happened after we dated. Like, you found out, and yeah. I mean, if you're the love of my life, if I love you, or we're married, or we're in a relationship, or whatever, I'm in it till the end. I mean, fuck, I've been cleaning up wrinkles shit, and I've had it accidentally get on my fingers. This may be the same thing as I'm wiping your ass, just going like, I love you.
Exactly. I mean, that's the big thing, right? It's I'm with you. I'm 100%. If I'm dating a girl and she's this happens probably with anytime that we're dating or when we're married, I'm sticking with you. I'm ride or die. We're gonna see this thing through the end. But if I go into it and we just meet and we're on the first date and you're like, hey, I'm terminally ill, I'm gonna be honest. I'll be like, I'm more than happy to be your friend, and I'll be there, as a friend through this. But as a relationship, it's like there's a part of me that
what if she's like, hey, this pussy ain't terminal, and she got a fat ass? No,
I'll be like, damn.
Jesus Christ. I have a buddy of mine that he has HIV, comic friend of mine. He has HIV, is open about it.
Yeah.
And he dated someone that had AIDS and was I don't remember if they must have like when they first started talking, but his lover
Yeah.
died of passed away of AIDS.
Damn.
And I know that's not a death sentence like it used to be at
Yeah.
one point, but yeah, I think with the if you know me and you match on Grinder, and I'm like, fuck man, this guy's the best, and we've been on a couple of dates, you know, you've
Right.
blown me, you know, I get it. And but then like on our third or fourth date or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, we both are feeling that we're getting serious, and you're like, look, I need to tell you I have you know, stage 4 some type of cancer or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
The doc gives me, you know, 6 months to a year possibly live. My stepmom,
Yeah.
she had a brain tumor, and that's what happened with her. Like, dude, it was nuts. They told her with chemo maybe 6 months, without 3 months maybe. And
Damn.
she was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just live my life.
Yeah.
And she passed away on fucking Christmas Eve. But
Oh.
anyways, yeah, I think, man, yeah, dude, I mean, your honesty is admirable, because I'm like, you know, my first thought is like, well, if I'm really feeling this person, I ain't got nothing better going on. But I mean, like, you know, do I say, well, let's you know, is it I mean, nothing is
Yeah.
1,000% or 100%.
I mean, let's be real. Like, you know what I'm really gonna be like. I'm gonna feel bad for him and be like, all right, let's just
Yeah,
date for the
exactly.
rest of your life.
You're like, I'll kill myself when you go. I just so you're not alone. Um, yeah, you know, because it's like the first reaction is like, I want to spend as much time as I can with this person.
Right.
Maybe this is the one, and I only got 6 months to a year, maybe.
Yeah.
But then if you know, I think that's probably your first thought is, Manny, we'll, you know, whatever, I'll be here for you. We'll get through this, blah, blah, blah. But then when I go home and I'm in a dark place by myself and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, so what? Fucking in, you know, in 6 months, is it going to be where you know, this is a lot of, am I going to have to take time off work,
Right.
not work maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot of shit to take on, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
You know, you want to be like, you want to think that you're going to be a good person,
yeah.
so and so, but and be like, absolutely, I do it. But I mean, if you're speaking honestly, fuck, man, it's you know, like I told the dude, my buddy that is dealing with his wife, and I told him, I was like, man, dude, I don't, he's like, comedy is the only thing that keeps me
Yeah.
sane. He's like, I can't talk about it on stage right now because he hosts a lot, so it's not like you're
Yeah.
gonna be able to do that in a short period. But he's like, I want to, and I was like, oh, absolutely, I get that.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
fucking tough.
yeah, I mean, I guess if I'm with you and you're, you know, we've been together a few months, I'd be like, you know, so what is your life insurance policy looking like, Jay? You know what I mean? Then I
Yeah,
would.
yeah.
No,
Oh,
but
I don't have any. Oh well, we should
oh
let's
yeah,
talk about
let's
that. You know, I got.
but yeah, I think for anybody, I mean, we know a comic who was diagnosed as terminal with cancer, and you know, he still dates. I don't know if some of the people who were dating him were because he had a little bit of celebrity at the time, you know, and you know, since then I don't think that he's really been dating around, but who knows. So I
I
mean,
know. In the other scenario where it happens after we've been dating or we're in a committed relationship, like
yeah,
I just look at it like, you know, because ideally I would think that the person you marry or whatever is like your friend, you know, or somebody so I just look at it like, right now, if you were single, you're not married, and we're roommates, it's back to where
right,
we're roommates, and you're like, you come home, Jesus Christ, dude, you'd come home and you're like, dude, I just found out I'm fucking dying, I got whatever, that right there, I'd be like, all
yeah,
right, well then fucking let's go, I'm
yeah,
here
yeah.
till the end, brother, you know, I'm here.
For real,
Ah,
we'd
that
be. Oh,
fucking
I know that fucks with me.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. I was getting a little emotional, but it's like we do the last tour and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh Jesus.
Oh God. Anyways,
They
all
fucking
right.
roll you up there, and then that dude from Richland brings you up, this next guy,
That
he's
was the.
dying.
Oh my God. You know what? To all the fans out there, I might actually post that. No, I won't. I won't embarrass them like that. But
Could post the audio. All right.
yeah.
Let's get to the emails. We had one from Daphne. Daphne, quote, loyal listener from Charlotte, North Carolina. With pandemic and dating being so different, do you guys believe in love at first sight? You guys are awesome, especially you, Jay. She didn't put that last part. I just added that. She did say you guys are awesome. I just thought I'd try and put it.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
Love at first sight. Manulus, thoughts?
Yes. Love at first sight. I mean, I believe in infatuation at first sight. You know, I think that there's girls that I've seen where I'm like, oh man, I could, you know, but you know, it's weird because I think when I was younger, maybe, but it's like now that I'm older, it's more about substance and personality. You know, because it's like you could be the baddest chick on the planet, but I mean, all of a sudden you got a horrible personality and you're just ugly on the inside. And I'm just like, I can't do it.
I would say I believe in maybe love at first conversation. Because I always used to say, like, it's physical that attracts you, it's personality that keeps you.
Right,
you know,
right.
So I mean, you know, I might see somebody and be like, damn, she got a fat ass. But you know, if I go over there and she's just like, I really like Trump, I'm like, oh, fucking
I know. Yeah, seriously. I think for me it's like, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Okay, so I'm assuming, Daphne, that you're talking about like seeing somebody's profile, right? And really being enamored, being like, oh, they look, you know, they got the look, you know, maybe they're hugging kids in wheelchairs, they're hugging puppies, you know, and you're like, oh my God.
Showing their puppies.
Exactly, right? There's nothing better. But it's like all of a sudden I think you can become enamored with this person, you know, and be very attracted to them. But I don't think you really can fall truly in love until you know who the person is deep down. So for me, I would say, yeah, not at first sight, but I can definitely be infatuated or have a crush at first sight, like a kindergarten crush.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, like I said, the love at first conversation. I would say this. I think you can get spark at first conversation.
Yeah.
Or first talk or meeting.
Right,
you know,
right.
just seeing somebody. I mean, if that was the case of like, I love Beyonce, I love Selma, I love, you know, but
totally.
I think you could maybe from a first conversation or interaction, I mean, because it's crazy. You hear stories about where, yeah, he said the first time we met, he said he was going to marry me, and then they do, and like,
yeah,
you know, some people that get married right away, and it's great. I mean, you know, it's all a fucking crapshoot, you know, like you never know, you know. I mean, I have a buddy that like we grew up with. He married his high school sweetheart, and they've been married or they had been married for like 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And like you always looked at them like, dude, this is what it's all about. And they are getting a divorce after like 30 some years, and you're like, yo, what the fuck?
Oh, they're actually getting a divorce.
Yeah. I don't know if you know them.
No, I mean, I think I do. I think I might have met him down.
Okay,
when we went
well,
to
let's
go
not.
visit. Yeah, let's not throw their shit out there.
Okay. All right. Okay, Manulus, how do you know when to end it?
Ooh.
What is the proper way to end a relationship, and what are the wrong ways? I mean, if they say they're terminal,
just
such a bad joke.
I'm out.
Yeah,
no,
such a fucking bad joke.
Yeah, how do you know when to end it? I think there's multiple signs of how and when to end it. Gosh, I mean, that's such a vague question, right? Because it's like, okay, if somebody gets physical with you, that's a good time to end it. If you just are
if they're not getting physical with you,
if they're not getting physical with you, yeah, I mean, that's another thing. Yeah, if you're not getting the intimacy that you need, that's probably a good time to end it. I would say the biggest thing, I mean, because the lack of communication can be detrimental to a relationship, right? So I think that you got to be careful of ending it too soon without trying to fix it. You know, there are times in relationships when you're probably not going to communicate as well, or you're going to be mad at each other. So, I mean, that's not necessarily a reason to end it. But I would say, one, if you're in any type of harm, time to end it. If you're, if somebody's not willing to change and you've asked multiple times to change, probably a good time to end it. And if the person's cheating on you and you're not, you know, okay, and it's not an open relationship that you're in, time to end it. What would you say, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, excuse me. I have a thing where, and I know this comes from my childhood, like,
yeah,
Manny knows my whole, like, growing up, and I think I've talked somewhat about this, but like, so growing up, my mom used to threaten to put me up for adoption, award me to the court, shit like that. And there was a point when I was living with my grandparents in like 7th, 8th grade where I literally would not talk to my mom. Like, she came out to visit, and we're in the living room, and she's talking to me, and I just won't say anything to her. I won't respond to her, you know?
Yeah.
My point of telling that story is I'm like, if I feel like I'm putting myself out there, or I'm doing my part, so to speak, and I don't feel like it's being reciprocated, whether it's communication or I'm getting a vibe like, maybe I'm trying to be affectionate, and I'm not
Right.
saying sex, but I mean just like, like you want to cuddle or hold hands, and they're always like, we can all feel that an energy change if
Yeah, yeah.
something is off. We may not know why, have no idea,
Mhm.
but if you're like, something's fucking, and then you ask them about it, and if they're like, no, nothing's wrong, and you just are like left, you're like, okay, well, you say nothing's wrong, but yet you're 180 of how you've always been in
Yeah.
this relationship, so something is up. um so I get to a point where like I'll try only so many times to either get communication or work it out, but if I don't feel like I'm getting it in return, I'll get to a point where I shut off emotionally,
Yeah.
and then that's a really tough spot to get me back back vested into the invested into the relationship.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. There's times when in previous relationships where it's just like, okay, this has gone past a certain point. I'm checked out. Like, you can't
Yeah,
get me back. I'm done.
and I don't wish the person ill will.
Yeah,
I won't be like fuck that bitch or anything like that if
yeah.
we break up or whatever, or it ends. It's almost like, just like, I mean, I'm like numb. I don't have any
Yeah,
really feelings. It's like it's
totally. And,
over.
and the funny thing is, we're like that with certain friendships, right? Where it's
Mm.
like, hey, man, if you fuck me over, like, it is, it is what it is. Like, don't try to, fix it after a certain point. I mean, there's certain people, like, if something happened between me and you, I don't want to fix the shit. But it's like there are people who have fucked us over in the past. Like, I won't say names, in the comedy world, or it's just like, I'm good, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the I would say the proper way to end a relationship is always just to be honest. Just
Tell him you're terminal.
tell them you're terminal. Be like,
Fuck,
look,
dude.
this is
I should not. These are bad jokes.
just
I'm just joking, everyone. They're just
yeah,
trying to make light.
we're only playing. But I think that honestly, maybe tell them that if they're a girl, just be like, I like guys all of a sudden. That's the proper way. And
Jesus Christ.
if they're a guy, be like, hey, I like girls. You can switch it
Yeah.
up. Just be like, hey, I'm changing. But
And
I
then
know
they
really.
go, that's good. I have a little something to tell you about myself.
No, but I think it's always being honest. Like, I actually have a friend. She was dating this guy for probably better part of 3 months, and thought he was kind of the one, and she is devastated. She kind of thought it was her end game, and man, the guy kind of ghosted her, and that's tough. That's a tough place to be. But I think that some of us, that's how we respond. I don't think that's the right way to do it, but I think sometimes it gives somebody the answer. It's like, I don't know if it's better to just say I need a break and then, kind of ghost, or if I think it's better just to be honest up front, like, hey, this isn't working. Boom, be
Pull
done.
the
But I think
Band-Aid off.
pull
Rip
the
the
band-aid
Band-Aid
off.
off.
But I think most people do the whole like, all right, let's take a break, and then they never rekindle it.
Yeah.
What do you think is the
Well, our
most?
buddy that
Yeah.
ended up being in an open relationship that he didn't sign up for at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's what they did. They were like, "Oh, well, let's take a break." And I told him, I was like, to me that's weird. Like,
Yeah.
I don't I okay, I won't speak for every guy, but I'll tell you how my mind, if I'm dating a girl and we're having whatever difficulties we're having, and she
Yeah.
goes, either she said, well, I don't think I'd be like, we should take a break, but if she's like, because I'm like, let's figure this out, but if she's like, I think we should take a break, what that means to me is like, oh, you want to go fuck.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's all I'm gonna think. I'm like,
yeah.
And if that's the case, then I'm good.
Yeah. And I think that's why it's so important to, depending on what your religion is, it, is one thing, but I think it's important to sleep with people before, so that you're not curious about stuff.
like
Don't
priests.
Yeah, like priests, of course. Yeah, if you're like an altar.
Talking about religion, what the fuck?
No, but
I
but
know,
it's
I
like,
know.
but I really think, like, if you only sleep with one person, you're gonna always kind of in the back of your mind maybe wonder what it's like to have sex with other people. And I think that that's the case for some of our friends in the past. But I don't know, man. I think that that it's such a tough thing. But I think always be honest. But the wrong ways, I think, is to what's your Hail Mary play?
I mean, we can just let's.
Yeah. Let's.
It's so bad. Hey, you know what?
No.
You guys want to know what the Hail Mary is? You got to go back and listen to the previous episodes.
There you go.
It's fucking not something I'm proud of. Well, that rolls in actually to the next thing. You want to take it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jay, what are your thoughts on divorce?
So I'm not a judgmental person as far as like pretty much anything. I've said before on the podcast that like I always like if I'm dating someone, I always say I don't care what happened in your past as long as it doesn't affect our future. You know, you can tell me you did whatever, and I honestly, I'm not gonna be like what the fuck, you know, or whatever.
Well. Okay, let me say this. What if she was like, Jay, I used to be a part of a porno circus, and I used to do.
I'm like, do you have any diseases? No.
There you go. No. All right.
Okay. Are you a Christian now? Are you saved?
Did you give your life to Jesus?
Did you save that ass?
That's so dumb.
So, no, I mean, would I date? That's actually we talked about previously about like a sex worker or whatever. And like I honestly like if somebody was like I used to do porn or whatever, or I was an escort or whatever. Yeah. I'm like, okay. Is there anything I need to worry about from the past? Whether it's a pimp, fucking a disease, anything? No? Okay, cool. Where are you at now? All right, I'm not gonna judge you. You know, I you know, who am I to fucking I haven't made the best decisions in life. What?
Oh my God. All I can hear right now is the phone ringing, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, is this Jay? Let me tell you something, motherfucker.
Karen, by the way, I love your fucking pimp voice.
I know, I couldn't get the let's say Jay. Say man. I just wanted to say, you know, Karen with a Q and a 7 for the R. I just want to say that hoe is mine, motherfucker.
I know where you live. Like, yikes.
I got a tracker on that hoe. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, so divorce, who am I to whatever? I mean, my parents divorced. I don't even remember them being together. Yeah, and it's so weird because I'm very much I think like my pops, and I don't ever remember them being together. But then I see I always say when I think of a successful relationship, I think of my grandparents. That's where I get I guess relationship values, but. Divorce, I think if it's is for you, that I mean is what works for you, then yeah. I don't think what.
Oh, go ahead, you first.
I was gonna say I don't don't throw that up as like option one.
Yeah.
You know, work up to that where you've tried everything else.
Yeah,
I mean I'm fine with divorce.
I gotta say your grandparents are the funniest shit to me. Was that one of them was a Democrat or one was a Republican, and I can't remember who, but one of them was like, they both came to the agreement that they wouldn't vote because they both cancel each other out, and one of them ended up voting the whole time.
My grandfather, the sneaky
fucking fuck. Hilarious.
did I tell you what my dad used to do to my mom with the football games?
No.
Fucking my pops. So in Oregon, they used to do tape delay on the football games. So what that means is, like, let's say the football game usually starts at 5:30 or 5.
Yeah.
So the actual game is starting at 5 o'clock, but the local news would come on at 5. And so what they would do is they would say, okay, football game, we're going to tape delay you. So here's the news at 5 o'clock. The game's playing now. Yeah, so it's so when the game finally, they start playing the game from the beginning, it's already 30 minutes into it, right?
Right.
So my dad would fucking listen on the radio to the live updates. And then about halftime halftime that's being televised or the third quarter where the game's already over and he knows the final score.
Yeah.
He would bet my mom and give her just enough points, one short. Hey, I bet you they win by like 6. Just seeing. How does he always do it? He's so good. Fucking weasel.
Oh, I fucking love it, man. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm a child of divorce. I don't think that it should be the first option, but I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. I think that there's this stigma, people make mistakes, and sometimes you get married to somebody who's the wrong person, and it's like, why should you stay married if it's not going to be healthy? So I'm all for getting out when it's not right.
Do what's right for you. Do what's right for you. That's our, as long as you're not fucking.
As long as you're not giving people AIDS. I don't know.
Yeah, Jesus. It reminds me of that one podcast where you're like, fucking murder Jesus.
God damn.
Yeah. I'm going to ask this one. We'll ask it how you wrote it, but
Okay.
also a variation of it. Okay. The biggest Powerball or Mega Millions in history. It's
You're
1
right.
billion.
You're right.
The winner is a this lady wins it, and you're single, and she asks you out, but she is absolutely not your type.
You better believe I'm going on the date.
Do you?
I think I might.
If you're
I mean,
single, I mean,
if I'm single,
for
I
a
mean, dude, yeah, that's a hard one because it's
yeah, and then
like,
imagine if her date is like this, like, hey, I want to take you out on a date, and you're like, I don't know. She's like, well, I was gonna fly you to the Star Wars exhibit, and then after that, I was gonna fly us down to San Francisco, go see your mom.
yeah. Dude, that shit would be so hard. I mean, oh my God. I mean, it's just a date, but it's like, can you imagine that shit? I mean, like Oprah just is like, hey Jay, you know what I mean? And sets you up and
Thick
flies you
Oprah.
out. Thick Oprah, like good looking Oprah. You know what I mean? I'm talking
Fuck
like,
yeah.
whoo, ow.
Oprah.
I love you, Oprah. Fuck you, Stedman. Um, yeah, okay. If the largest, I mean, God, I don't want to be a gold
Largest.
digger. I don't want to be a gold digger, but honestly,
Maybe you're just
a
a
broke.
fine dining digger or a nice date digger. I got to be really careful how I say this.
So okay, okay. What okay, so I get asked out, but I secretly know that she's like this billionaire. I
Oh,
secret
okay.
Okay,
Okay,
and I
so okay, here you're at the bank
okay.
and I come in
Yeah.
and you can see my account balance.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking and
Cool.
she's like, I just wanted to take out a couple of thousand
Yeah,
and
yeah, of course. Holy shit.
should you be
Um
swearing at work? That's
no,
weird.
sorry. Yeah, they're probably going to fire me eventually, so anyway.
So Manny, listen, I've been coming in here for a while, and
Yeah.
would you ever want to go get coffee, maybe, or go out to dinner?
Judging by your account, I would love that.
You wouldn't say that.
No, no, no. I'd be like, this is what I would say if she asked. Maybe she's a little bit older, maybe like, let's say she's mid 50s or something.
Jeez, why you
No,
gotta be in
okay.
the 50s?
No,
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 let's
no,
just say
no, no.
she's 35.
35. Okay, but clearly she's not my type.
Yeah. By the way, why is it always older people that win the lottery? I'm trying to think. I don't remember like a 21-year-old
I know. Like
fucking
I think maybe
surfer just wins it.
I think one or two people. One person won it on their 18th birthday.
Oh shit.
Dude, can you imagine that? I would lose my mind. It's
They're
probably
now
better.
dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
There was a guy in London or in England who won a big like a Powerball type thing, and he literally became like a cocaine or crack addict, and he started selling drugs and became like the local like gangster and ended up dying. I mean, just dumb shit,
Jeez.
Ugh. But anyways, okay. So she asked me, I was 35. I'd be like, yeah, let's go get coffee. Why not? And then,
Cool. I'm gonna fly us to Colombia to get that coffee.
oh shit, yeah, I'd be down. Okay, same question to you. Somebody comes to your show, and okay, kind of like the scenario that
our comic buddy.
our comic buddy, who Jay, I know you didn't win the competition, but I thought you were the funniest. So, why don't we go out, for dinner, and it's on me, and let's chat. And
I probably wouldn't know that she's rich in there.
right.
I mean, like if she was like, I want to give you $100,000. I think you should have won. Thank you. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
But even if I know that she's rich, just because I'm like, hey,
Yeah, I can't.
I'll probably be like, thanks.
That's the thing is I don't want to be beholden to anybody, and I don't want to be like my dad. I don't want to be living, under a woman who's like paying my bills and all kind of stuff.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
And then all of a sudden it turns into, didn't I ask you to do the dishes? And I'm like, you know what, you're right, I didn't do the dishes. Then it's like, didn't I tell you to clean the house? And I'm like, you know what,
bitch, why don't you just buy a new house?
I thought we had a fucking housekeeper. What the fuck?
Fuck these plates. I could go buy some more. Okay, here was my adjustment to the scenario.
Yes.
You give a girl you're dating, or we'll say no, not Crystal. We'll say you're just dating. You buy a girl lottery tickets for her birthday, and she wins the big one.
Oh shit!
And then she's like, "Oh my God, Manny, I'm so thankful. here's $1 for the ticket you got me.
Oh man,
No,
somebody's
okay, no.
somebody's
So
gonna come up
the
missing.
scenarios, do you I mean, like, you don't know. She hasn't hinted or said anything like she's going to kick you down anything.
Yeah.
Do
Oh
you
my.
Yeah, how do you feel?
Are we just friends or are we dating? What's
You're
the
dating.
Okay, we're dating. Yeah.
You've been dating 1.5 years.
Okay. And I found out that she won like the
She tells
biggest
you. She
she
tells you.
tells me. But
Oh my
she
God, Manny, the ticket you got me for my birthday, I won the fucking Powerball. I'm rich. I'm rich. She doesn't say where. She says, I'm rich.
Oh,
I'm rich.
okay.
And then as the days go on, she never, maybe you have no idea, but she hasn't said anything about getting you a car or
Yeah.
anything.
Oh
Do
man.
you bring it up? Do you just be like, all right?
Okay. So, you're going to be that girl and
Okay.
and your name is Josephina. Okay. So, Josephina, you
Yeah,
won.
what's up?
Yeah, you won that Powerball.
I did, babe. I did.
know.
From
Oh,
you're like my good luck charm, the little
yeah.
ticket you bought me.
Oh man. So I just wanted to get down on one knee and just tell you how much I love you, and I think we should be together forever.
That's the ring. I mean, you know how much money I have now?
Yeah, I know. This is the No, I mean, ultimately, it's like, what can you do? I mean, that's their ticket. Unless you secretly grab that ticket and sign the back of it. You know what I mean? That's all.
No, what I'm wondering is if do you ever bring up anything like, hey, are you gonna maybe kick me down anything?
Hey, yeah. I mean, ain't no shame in my game. If we're dating and I bought you the ticket, I'll be like, yo, can I at least, 100,000 at least?
Can I smell it?
Can I? Yeah, exactly. Can I smell like 100 grand or hold it? Because it's like, I mean, ultimately, you got them the gift. They don't owe you anything. But I mean, just on principalities, Jay, I feel like, okay, because
would that be cause for breakup?
That'd be cause
she
for,
never mentioned you out of pride. You're like, well, I'm not gonna. I don't feel right
Yeah.
fucking asking her for something. So you're like, I'll just you're
Yeah.
telling to me, we're talking, and you're like, I'll be like, has she said anything yet? And you're like, no.
Yeah.
She hasn't got you anything. You're like, no, not yet. And
I'm
you're
giving
just
her
like out of pride. You're giving her, but now she's collected the check, she's deposited it. It's now 3 months later, still nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna give her a year.
You give her a year.
I give her a year, and if I don't get no kickback, then I'm done. It's like
your birthday. She just goes, here's the $1 lottery ticket. Good luck. Maybe you can win.
Oh my God, if she was that cheap, I'd be hurt. But what can you do? Same question to you. What would you do?
Oh man. And she's like, I won. I'd just be like, we did. No.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I mean, I wouldn't feel right saying anything.
Yeah.
I would probably just bitch and moan and vent to you.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
fucking nothing, man.
Yeah, I think,
And,
I think maybe leave subtle hints about, like, it's like, man, all these bills are just piling up.
Yeah, like this one for this Ferrari I wanted to get.
Oh my God. I guess I just didn't plan for it. I mean, is there anything? There was
I wish I was good at investing and saving money like you.
For real.
Oh
my
man, that
God.
would be crazy.
Wouldn't that? And it just, I think it would crush your soul to a certain extent. I mean, there's a part of me.
Oh, I got even adjustment. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
forget.
yeah.
Well, say what you were gonna say.
No.
Remember
I mean, there's a part of me that I would take a picture of the ticket, take a picture of myself with the ticket, photocopy the ticket, and then, you know what I mean? Just be like, oh, she claimed that by herself. I'm taking her to court a year
but
later.
The thing is, you don't know it's a winner. You just buy it, just thinking you're not gonna do that ahead of time.
And then she's gonna hide the ticket. So anyway.
Yeah. Now, okay.
Okay.
Everything as it is, as we've laid it out, hasn't said anything, hasn't bought you anything, and as your relationship goes on, it stays the same with paying for shit.
Oh.
Like she still expects you to pay for dinner, split the bills 50-50.
Oh my God, that would be the biggest slap in the face.
Oh my God, you're working overtime to try.
Yeah. And how long have we been together?
1.5
years. Damn. If she, I mean, and she's not even going to work.
Cold.
Yeah, exactly. She's sitting there with grapes, just eating like if somebody's feeding her.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I would, I think I would damn,
It's
after
me feeding her. She hires me 100,000 a year to just drop grapes in her. Hey, what's up, Manny? How was work?
I got your friend, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. I think that damn, I would have to end it after a while because it's like you want that, what is it, reciprocity or not reciprocity? Maybe I mean
Gesundheit.
Yeah, thank you. There needs to just be that the give and take of it all. It's like, dude, if you okay, that would be like if we were, I mean, first off, to all the fans out there, Jay is he's closer than a brother. And it's like if I got it, he got it.
Yeah.
So if I
we
want to,
both have always been like that.
exactly. If I got $1 billion, you better believe he's getting at least 2 million of that shit. You know what I mean? If not more.
Just
and no, sorry, I don't know.
you say with a B, right? A billion?
Yeah, $1 billion. Yeah. If
I'm just fucking with you. Jesus. Like I'm gonna complain. Like you handed me a check for 2 million. I'm like, really, bro? 2 million?
So get this. My nieces and nephews this weekend, because we celebrated
Kwanzaa?
Yeah. we celebrated Crystal's cousin's.
So stupid.
We celebrated Crystal's cousin's birthday, right? And all the kids are around, and we're basically talking about like if we had won the $1 billion. I was like, oh yeah, 2 million there, 2 million there. They're like, that's it. I'm like, motherfucker, y'all didn't even have 2 million to begin with. Like, but that's the thing. So I honestly think if you got that kind of money, you don't tell anybody. You just tell the direct people that you are going to take care of, and maybe make them sign an NDA. I think that's the big thing, is like, because one, that kind of money gets people kidnapped, and that's the last thing I'd want, is like, oh shit, Phil's missing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Guess we shouldn't have hired him as security. Yeah, I mean, that's actually really true. I mean, there's been many times I've hit up Manny at various points, like with money questions or stuff related to money. And yeah, that's fucking, dude, that would be fucking wild that the person's just like, you're working overtime trying to, she's like, so power bill was a little high this month. I mean, I already covered my half.
What if she's like, so Jay, I just wanted to say I got you a little surprise. You thinking it's like at least like 5 million? She's like, I got you some GameStop stock.
Well, shit, that might be all right, right?
Yeah, that might, depending on how much.
She's like, I got you a little surprise, and then I open this box and it's a sticker that just says "little surprise," and be like, you fucking bitch, you're fucking with me.
Oh, that would be brutal though. Yeah, I think I'd have to call it quits after a while, especially if I got it, if we're still going half on bills. I'm like, come on, like, not that you should be expecting.
And she bought the building. The rent's due. I mean,
you live in a mansion, she's charging you for rent and like a cell phone bill.
Oh, fuck, dude. Jesus Christ, dude.
So somebody drank my Kool-Aid. What the fuck?
That sounds like that'd be a funny movie.
That really would be. Oh, we should write that.
I like your Ellen Page one. You want to ask that one?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So on the heels of Ellen Page becoming Elliot Page, let's say your wife or longtime girlfriend pulls a Caitlyn Jenner and wants to be a different sex after decades.
What do you mean pulls? That has
so like kind of pulls off her penis. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my God, PC Manny.
We just want to say here on Love in Black and White that it is okay to be who you truly are.
You're going to say it's okay to pull your penis off.
Gender reassignment surgery is okay, and you should never be ashamed of who you are born as, what you feel as. Be happy with that, and know that there is no wrong answer to who you feel like you are. So
I'm PC Manny making an appearance, though.
No,
we're used to him on the Hollingsworth list, not on Love in Black and White. The listeners are gonna be like, "Oh my God, Manny!
My God, he just went to the dark side. What the fuck?" Okay, but do you leave or do you stay and support, Jay?
Okay, so I've been dating.
Let's say you've been together about 3 years.
Okay.
With
do we
Ellen?
Have kids too?
Ooh, okay. Let's do both. Let's do you have kids. Let's start off you don't have kids, and then let's follow it up with you have kids.
Okay, and they're like, I've always felt, even when you were fucking me, I felt like a man. Fuck.
And then to I guess make it even more kind of difficult, they tell you that they're still attracted to men, but they feel like they're a man. So
yeah, man, it reminds me of this comic. What was it? Something Dynamite. And I told him he had the best name in comedy because his last name went by Dynamite. But he had a joke about this is how bad people are, or how prejudiced people are against gay people.
Yeah.
Is that when Caitlyn Jenner came out as trans,
Mm-hmm.
they were like, "Oh, so you're gay?" And she's like, "Oh no, God, no, I'm not gay." Like, God damn.
Oh man, I don't want to give away.
Joke.
I don't want to give away Ida Rodriguez's joke, but I love that she basically put it on Kris Jenner. She was like, she basically said Kris Jenner made pussy so lucrative in that family that she made what was it, Bruce Jenner to want to go out and get one.
That's Rogan had a great bit about that too, about being all that around all that estrogen and stuff. But okay, so we've been dating 3 years.
Yep.
She's still attracted to men, but now she wants to be known as he and wants to have surgery.
Yep.
And wants to be known as Frank.
Yeah.
And do I stay in that relationship?
Yeah. So Francesca wants to become Frank. Yeah. Yeah.
I 100%. I know. Because I am not attracted to men.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, we could go to the game.
Yeah.
I mean, we can maybe do some jujitsu, wrestle. Maybe get your fix that way. But I'm like, check my oil.
Yeah, I think both ways. I mean, even if we have kids.
Wait, you go both ways?
I mean, yeah, of course.
Oh, alert! Fucking breaking news. Manny goes both ways. I'm gonna edit it and just put that.
But if I'm married to somebody and they make that change, I can't just be like, because I'm attracted to women. So that's not fair to me to be like, oh, you got to stay just because this person made the change, even if we have kids.
God, man.
Yeah. If Crystal became a guy, I mean, I'd be like, I love you. We can still be best friends, and I'll still love and care about you. But unfortunately, I still enjoy having sex. And, a penis for me is not, I'm not going to be able to fulfill your needs.
Man. And then, okay. And yeah, I'm trying to think. I'd still be cool with them. That would be a weird dynamic though. Or like, yeah, that would be different. I'm just trying to put my head in that headspace where, you used to have sex with this person, very feminine, whatever, and then now, they have a beard, they're a man, and they're
right.
And you're hanging out, and then if like they're hanging out with you and all your friends, dude, I mean, again, this is, I don't want this to, nothing against trans people go through a lot of shit, which I say in that joke, but I just think about like, fuck, dude, like, being honest, I'm like, I just think I would be, if we're somewhere, there'd be times where I'd just be looking at him going, fuck, man, she used to have some good pussy, or like God, I remember her tits, or like the thing, I remember what, like, that beard, that mouth that now has a beard, the things that thing used to do to me, it would be fucking, I just think there'd be times that I would just be like, holy shit.
My brain wouldn't be able to,
it would be a fucking trip. So I mean, again, I'm being 100% honest and transparent. So I may, for my own headspace, maybe like, hey, I, whatever I support you 100% if this is what you feel you have to do, and I wish you Godspeed, I wish you the best, but I don't know if I can be around you or be around that. I don't know. I honestly would be like, I don't know, you're gonna have to give me a minute to see. I honestly don't know. That's fucking wild.
I'm with you. I think that would really, I mean, because it almost would, like, and this is good, and I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but it almost feel like a death of a person that I really am in love with, and it's like, oh man, it's like that person's no longer here. They are, but they're in a different form, because it's like, you share something special with this person, and then all of a sudden, I know that we have friends who are comics who are like, oh yeah, if they became this, that would be, they could do it. But for me,
I know
I couldn't, and that's just being real. I think I've never had fantasies about men, so it's like I could never.
Me. All right.
I mean, only
what about now? Okay, so you have kids. You have kids together. So now even if you want to be like, I need to distance myself for a while,
Yeah.
you can't.
Right.
Now, I mean, I think we both would be like, I can't stay in this relationship. It's just not, me. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you just deal with it. If
Yeah.
your kids are involved, holy shit,
Man, and you think
I would
about
love
that.
to interview somebody that's been through this.
Yeah, I mean, shit, Chris Jenner, right? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, fuck. And that's the thing is like, you got to think about it from another standpoint. What does that do to the kids? But I'm just saying to anybody out there who
Probably not breastfeed.
That's so stupid. But to anybody out there, you got to live your truth. You can't live your life for the kids. But I mean, I think you got to be there for your kids. That would be hard to like, somebody that you love, and now all of a sudden they've moved on and are, maybe they're dating, so it's like a divorce, but at the same time, it's fuck, man. Yeah, that my brain.
Yeah, I don't think, and I actually, I mean, I don't know how anybody could get upset with that person that's like, I can't stick with this because it's shit. People fucking will break up over their political, whether they're Republican or either fucking I think we're okay. It's just I don't want it. I don't want somebody if somebody that's trans is listening to this and hear this and think that I'm trying to shit on trans people. It's not
no,
that.
not at all.
I just know I'm just being honest and being real. I wouldn't wish that person any ill will or be like, what I wouldn't say whatever.
Here's another thing. I think I would assume, just because you're trans doesn't mean all of a sudden that you have a different, interest in the person. Like, I mean, you may still be into women or men, so what if you're with that person and then all of a sudden they transition and you're like, oh, I'm not into girls, I'm into men, so I mean, I think it works both ways. I think honestly, what you are attracted to, you can't help but be attracted to, which is I truly believe you're born a certain way. It's like I never had to question, do I like women? Just like, I like my gay nephew. He never had to be like, oh, I decided to like men today. He just we always knew he liked, men.
I always knew I was black.
Exactly. I mean, he's light skinned.
Very, very high highlighter yellow. That was a great. I mean, I love like difficult questions, like the ones that you're like, fuck, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've had some good ones today. The terminal one, the trans one. Yeah.
Okay, let's I'm trying to think which one of these we should do for the well okay, we'll do the I'll take it from here.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, I'm just
stammering.
Okay, so this will be the last question, then we'll do the teaser.
Okay.
Lights on or off during sex?
Okay. It depends on how I'm feeling that day. I've slowly become like you, Jay, where it's like I try not to fuck with my shirt off. There's something, very comforting.
My sex shirt.
My sex shirt, exactly. It's like it's so much different when you got a six pack and you just chiseled and
What's
shit.
that?
I don't even know. It's probably a drink. But
you got a keg.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at now. But I remember back in the day, man, it was like, fucking six pack, kind of chiseled, and you feel proud. I'm like, oh yeah, let me take my shirt off. But I think it depends. I mean, if you've been with a person a long time, you know what I mean? And like,
you're like, fuck her. She's stuck now.
Exactly. I was like, it's like Tony, not Tony Roberts, Tony Daniel. He talks about him and his girl are like yin and yang now. Her ass and his stomach like intersect.
That's funny.
But I'd say lights off, but I don't know. Yeah.
I like a nice silhouette.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, totally. There you go. Like maybe a dimmer or the TV light on or something.
I mean, this is just really, I definitely don't want to be on top because it's all in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is a lot of weight this chick's taking, and a lot of dick. No, but and also like I'm so tall, so unless the girl's a fucking giant like me, her head is like down here, and I'm like just looking at the top of her head. But yeah, I'm lights silhouette. I like a nice silhouette.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like fucking, dude. I just think of myself butt naked, like a fucking what are those hairless moles? That's fucking just look like a fucking yikes. And I'm like, like if fucking I was in the bed butt naked, lights on, I would just look at her like, this? You want to fuck this? Oh God!
Look at like that's how I feel. I feel like one of those naked ass cats.
Yeah, the hairless. Yeah,
the hairless cats.
Well, at least those are in shape. The fucking naked moles. Look, the hairless moles. Look those up. Oh God, just fucking pale white.
Yeah. Oh man. Sometimes I feel like sorry. Like you know what? This is when I knew shit was fucked up. It was when Crystal said to me, she's like, "Remember when you used to have a 6-pack?" I was like, turn off the lights.
Damn.
She was like, I didn't mean it like that. I was like, how the fuck did you mean it?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even want to ask.
You should have been like, remember when I used to fuck all these other girls too? Remember that? Oh fuck. All right. That's fucking
oh my heart.
Teaser for next week. This isn't like a big but we'll have also great listener stuff. But manscaping. How do you feel about manscaping?
And on top of that, how do you feel about womanscaping?
Oh,
yeah. So
I mean, if she's agile, she can probably escape.
So stupid.
All right, so that'll be the teaser for next week. How do you feel about manscaping? And
awesome.
Until next week. Oh wait, what are you plugging?
I would love if you guys watching could not only like, subscribe, tell a friend to watch us, check us out, but I would also love if you guys checked out the Holly's Worthless. It's one of my favorite things now to do. And man, we just talk so much shit. And I love seeing Sean and Phil go back and forth while me and Jay just sit there and just laugh. It's a good time. I promise you, it's an hour well spent. And we talk about really interesting subjects from politics to this week we will be talking about the stock market, so make sure you check that out. It's
because we all did. You get yours, Manny? Don't fucking lie to me, you motherfucker.
I meant to, you know.
Oh God damn it!
I'll talk about it tomorrow because
I have to tomorrow morning.
I have to go through some clearance with the bank. Oh God!
What? Get a fucking open up. Do it through Cash App.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So yeah, what we're talking about. So we're gonna talk about the GameStop. I'm sure you've read. And or maybe you're just like, I see some shit about GameStop stock, but I don't know what's going on. We're going to talk all about that and know that we are all, if Manny buys some fucking stock, we are all invested in it. Myself, I will, and Sean and Phil, and we're going to tell you how much we're invested in, and we're going to be 100% transparent with like what we make or lose. And we're going to do, so we're going to talk about that on this week's Hollings Worthless that comes out on Wednesday. And then if we sell Thursday or Friday, we're going to have a special Hollings Worthless come out Saturday that will tell you like if we made anything or where we're at.
Yeah.
Do you want to plug your other podcast or your improv?
No, Jay, because I was cussed out last time for now. I'm just playing. I'm going to start a sports podcast pretty soon here. I am slacking on the graphic and everything else, but it'll be coming soon. So make sure you check it out. I'll be posting it on like Facebook and also Instagram. So
you should call it Annie, because it'll be out tomorrow, always tomorrow. All right, what am I plugging? Let's see on my calendar. Well, I just picked up, if you're in Sacramento, I'm going to be in Sacramento at Laughs Unlimited, March 26th and 27th. I pretty confident I may be doing St. Patty's Day in Tacoma, Seattle, Tacoma area. Once I have that confirmed, I'll announce that. That's March 17th. What do I have coming up before that? What is the day? I'm doing 4 Funny Fuckers, February 20th. At Notoriety. Fuck it. That's enough. Hollings Worthless. And please rate, subscribe, write in. You can write in at bigirishj@gmail.com or Manny Martin Jr@gmail.com. If you want to send something in where you want to shit on me and you want to just send it to Manny, or you want to present a question and you're like,
or likewise, you know,
you can send it to Manny if you want, Manny Martin, or you can send an email to both of us, CC us both on it. I'm at bigirishj@gmail.com, Manny Martin Jr. JR.
And maybe like mark it like urgent, because I'm so bad about checking my emails, so you know that way I won't lose. I'm sorry.
Maybe that's where your podcast went. All right. Until next week, Manny, what are we gonna do?
Be putting the love back in your right It's love in black and white.
We put the love back in